No, Jake Paul is not going to beat Julio Cesar Chavez II, and that's all you really need to know. Jake Paul's next fight might be against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who is a professional boxer and who's, I think, 60-6 or 40-6, I don't know, the boxing record would be up here. And as I stated in my past video, Jake Paul cannot beat a real boxer, and I 100% do not think he has a chance at beating this man at all. He's going to get outboxed and potentially and probably TKO'd very quickly. Because again, I don't think Jake Paul can handle being with a pro boxer. You know, it's a different level, it's a different kind of game, and Julio has so much experience in boxing and has grown up and done this his entire life. I've been a champion before. He has accomplished so much, and yes, he is older, he's not in his prime anymore. He definitely has disappointed in the past. He's not as motivated. He's not this fresh, young guy that's hungry like Jake Paul is. But the fact still remains, his technique, you know, trumps all kinds of, like, mental. Again, Jake Paul will lose to Julio. But on the other hand, Julio did in fact lose to Anderson Silva, who has definitely not had as much experience in the boxing ring as Julio has, and I think people have definitely seen a decline in Julio as a professional boxer. And again, people can say that, you know, Jake taking this fight, it's picking on an older guy that's past his prime. But despite that fact, if Jake Paul beats this guy, props to him, credit to him, he's ascended to the next level, he's beaten a former champion. It would be mind-blowing, and you could not discredit that in any shape, form, because while this is an older fighter, for someone that's been boxing for less than 5 years and who is a YouTuber, and that whole stigma, for him to do what people have wanted him to do, which is fight a pro boxer, and not just a pro boxer, but a former champion, would be like the end of the Jake Paul debate would end there. The Jake Paul debate and the hate stops there, even for me. And again, I think Jake, the only way I'd see him winning is if he lands that lucky shot. And honestly, like Deontay Wilder, I think if he wins, he'll be losing the fight badly, and then he'll just land that big shot, and it will be over, and he'll win. And if that happens, that would be crazy. But at the same time, I highly doubt that will happen. You know, I think, you know, if this was an exhibition fight, maybe it would make sense, because I know that, you know, Julio has a lot more fights, and I don't know if a commission will let Julio fight Jake. So even if Jake loses, since it will be if it is an exhibition, Jake won't lose and Julio won't win or lose. So Jake can just say, hey, I fought a pro boxer and I survived, which might be the most likely outcome. But if it is a real pro fight, things just got 100% interesting. And honestly, I'd rather see that fight than the Tommy fight, because the chances of Jake losing is much, much higher. And if he beats Julio, obviously, he doesn't need to fight Tommy Fury anymore. And if he did, I don't know if that would be good for Tommy. Really, you would have more success probably fighting Tommy Fury than Julio Chavez Jr. But yeah, and again, Julio is not at his prime. But again, he is still a great fighter through and through. Even with Anderson Silva, the guy was not completely, like, gone, but he just kind of wasn't the Julio that we once knew, and that was once the great Julio, and who's kind of fallen off. So anyways, like, sub, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.